People are getting more and more frustrated with the paranormal community on YouTube. Let's talk about it. Hello all, and welcome to a sort of a different video that I normally do. And the reason why I wanted to bring the subject up is recently I was looking at a stream that was on Saturday night, and it's Simon GS Paranormal, or Paranormal Gogglebox, or Gogglebox Simon is called now. And from that stream and previous others, there is a sense of frustration about the paranormal community, and in the long run this is going to be a problem on YouTube. What is happening is YouTube is an entertainment platform, and in order to be a good YouTuber, you have to entertain in order to get up the ladder on YouTube, which means once people go up the ladder on YouTube, it means other people come down. And I noticed this when I went to search for paranormal science and some of the old school ITC. I used to be able to find them. Now when I type into search, what comes up now is Huff Paranormal and stuff like that. And it's a flipping problem because, some of us want to learn, and in my opinion, that is not a place to learn, because that particular channel is very secretive, but people want to learn old school ways, basic paranormal and stuff like that, and very often the ones that are left behind are the small channels, and that's where a lot of very good real paranormal investigations take place. But it's very difficult to find them because there's a rat race on YouTube. There was a question I wanted to ask, and I'm just curious. There's a number of channels that keep being mentioned and keep being called out. In other words, for dodgy stuff, let's say, and not so legit paranormal content, at times, and priorities are money and YouTube rather than the paranormal, and entertainment takes over and stuff like that. The question I wanted to ask is, why are these people constantly being brought up? I don't want to mention the channels, but some of you will be aware of the number of channels that I'm talking about. And the question is this: are you frustrated because you want them to be good because you used to watch them, possibly, or do you generally just hate what they're doing and just want to call them out because you want to stand up for the paranormal community and you believe that these people are damaging the paranormal community, in other words? Maybe it's both. I don't know. For me, I don't bother with these channels anymore because You know, I do paranormal investigations myself and Rachel. When we can get out, you know, we've had a rough year, and we're into the second one now, and we don't know what's going to happen. But we've had to step away from all that because there was a couple of times, and I've mentioned a couple of times, that I almost quit YouTube. You know, but what made me change my mind is you know, this channel's my channel. It's got nothing to do with these other people. If these other people are making a mockery out of the paranormal community, yes, that's very bad. But my channel shouldn't be affected by it because it's my channel. You know, I do my thing. Do you know? But it's sometimes it sort of gets me down and sort of, you know, recently I says, should I just do my paranormal investigations and just keep the stuff to myself? But then again, that would be letting the fraud and the entertainment win, you know? You know, I mean, like, there is a market for true paranormal content. It's just a matter of finding it. I'm finding it very difficult lately because I used to look at old school paranormal investigating before technology got good, and I'm having difficulties finding it, you know. But I wanted to come on and say, don't lose faith in the paranormal. There's lots of people out there and they believe everything they're flipping told. You know, you just have to look at Huff Paranormal and these celebrity spirit box sessions. Every single time there's a load of comments underneath. Please do such and such a spirit box session. All sorts of celebrities calling out for all sorts of celebrity spirit box sessions. And when there's enough requests for a certain celebrity, he'll do a session. And if he gets over 1 million views, they'll do a follow up. You know, and I think it's degrading. It's awful. Recently, Sir Tom Moore, who raised a lot of money for the NHS, 32 or 33 million pounds, for the NHS in the height of the COVID-19 crisis. He recently passed away, and on the day he passed away, some dipstick decided to do a spirit box session. I went onto his channel. I give him a piece of my mind. You know, was it 63 or 68,000 subscribers, and all it is celebrity spirit box sessions for 3 minutes, where they go into an attic room and they have this writing pad where he's listed a load of questions, and for 3 or 4 minutes he rhymes off these loads of questions. No heart or empathy into it at all. And I think it's flipping disgusting. And, you know, it makes me angry as well. You know, Hope Paranormal has a lot to answer there, like. But the other side of it is, you know, we love the paranormal. Why should we give up the paranormal even though these other people are making a circus of it? You know, I think one of the ways to fight this is you know, the people that are doing the genuine work to continue doing that. You know, don't lose faith in it. You know, at the end of the day, YouTube isn't a suitable platform for the paranormal because it's entertainment based. You know, a true paranormal investigation isn't going to go viral. You know, because true paranormal doesn't have something exciting every 2 or 3 minutes. You know, when you go to an investigation, if you get 1 or 2 things, you are lucky. You know, you are very, very lucky. So, you know, and that's how the film companies make their money. You know, you have to keep the audience interested every 20 seconds, otherwise they're going to switch over to something else. But the true paranormal is something completely different. But what it's doing is it's making a false reality which more and more people are starting to believe in. You know, you just look at J Station or some of these people, and they genuinely think that the paranormal is scary. It's full of action, and it's not. Actually, some of the time it's quite boring. You know, you go to a location, you're sitting around for hours and nothing has happened. And sometimes the activity starts when you're starting to pack up. You know, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And, you know, are we disappointed? We're a little bit disappointed. But the other side of the coin is we got out. You know, we got out and we tried. Do you know? But, and you got the other side to this too. It's this ego, you know. Everybody wants to be the best, you know. The problem is, you know, people are praising these paranormal investigators with a lot of subscribers, and it's like, right, for example, this box arrived at Rachel's house last week. And in that box was a nice little radio. Praising a paranormal investigator is like opening the door to the postman and praising the postman for the quality of the radio or whatever. When the postman didn't make it, he just delivered it. We can thank the postman for delivering the radio, but we can't thank him for making the radio because he didn't do that. And that's why. Well, that's why I'm saying praising paranormal investigators. What paranormal investigators are, and I like to stay humble about this. We're messengers. That's all we are. If something happens, it happens within the paranormal world, which none of us understand. We have to admit that there's a lot. We've only scratched the surface of it. But the paranormal activity and it is the spirits or the ghosts. But with these praise of these Zach Bacon wannabes, the praise goes on the investigator and not the paranormal activity. It's like praising the postman for making a radio that he didn't make. He just delivered it to the house. You know? That's why to be a paranormal investigator, you have to stay humble. You have to respect the spirits. You know, we're asking spirits or entities or energies, whatever you want to call them, we're calling out for them to prove to us that they exist. And for us, I think the thanks needs to go to the spirits or ghosts or whatever you want to call them. We're just a messenger. We capture things and we show it to the people. but we're the messengers. That's all we are. Do you know? Yes, there's good messengers and bad messengers. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the spirits, if it wasn't for the paranormal activity, a lot of these people wouldn't have anything. So we have to think about these things. Let me quickly define paranormal fakery. Paranormal fakery, in a nutshell, is accusing the spirit world or the paranormal world of doing things that it didn't do, which is actually disrespectful. So why would they disrespect the very thing that they're investigating? Well, in a nutshell, at that point, they're not investigators anymore. They're just fraudsters. There's two sides to this. There's the side where people are being called out for faking stuff and pulling the wool over people's eyes and stuff like that. That is good. The problem is it's constantly happening and nothing is fucking changing. Excuse the language. It's a very difficult one to call, because me personally, I choose to ignore them and not give them any attention at all. Because sometimes with these people, negative attention is better than no attention at all. Well, personally, from my own piece of my own inner peace, I stay away from this kind of stuff. I stay away from the people that are causing the drama and pulling the wool over people's eyes and being liars. We can call them out till the cows come home, but is it making a difference? Do you know, is it going to make them change? Is it going to make them leave the platform? Do you know, if we ignore them and they're completely invisible to all of us, would that be more damage than calling them out all the time? Because we have to remember, calling them out is attention, and negative attention sometimes attracts more attention than positive, to be honest with you. You just have to see the way people sell papers. The bad news is always at the front, and that's what makes people curious to buy the paper. Well, you only have to look at flipping Facebook and Twitter and all these things, which I kind of stay away from now. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to offload my thoughts. Do you know the other way of helping the paranormal community is trying to find those small channels that are honest, and they go out and do their little thing every week. Promote those. Do you know, the ones that are honest and trying. They don't have to be flipping perfect. We all have to start somewhere. I go back to 2018. Some of the stuff that I done was actually quite cringy, but I had to learn somewhere as well, you know. So yeah, you know, I think the community as a whole would benefit, promoting these smaller, honest channels. You know, I would love to see streams every week where real paranormal channels are recommended that are small and completely under the radar. Because to be honest with you, I turn on my computer and I put on YouTube, and my list of videos that coming up recommended to me, there's very few paranormal ones in it anymore. And that's flipping sad, because, I used to watch all the big YouTubers until one after another they started doing stuff to boost their ego and channel, and the paranormal was a second thought kind of thing. But I'd love to see a stream where small channels, small UK channels are shouted out and showcased so we can flip and watch them, because I'm struggling to find good content, folks. I'm and I'm willing to support small creators. I really am. That are good and honest and don't have YouTube as a priority. If they have the paranormal as a priority and use their channel as a way of documenting their thing, and they're not please share and like, well, a lot of us, there's nothing wrong with a call to action or stuff, but you'll see some of these channels, you'll see their attitude, what is their priority, and you'll see it over time. And I understand people want to make a career, and a job, there's nothing flipping wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever, because you created a job for yourself. But it's the lies and the fake to get there. That's where the problem is. I've no problem with people making money and making a living and a job for themselves. They're creating employment for themselves. It's a great thing. But on YouTube, it's not very easy. And that's why, YouTube's an entertainment platform, so you have to entertain. The paranormal community, the paranormal field is not very entertaining a lot of the time. So where are you going to get the entertainment from? Sometimes it resorts to pulling a few stunts. A few of my pet peeves, I'm going to go into a few of those. Skulls. Gravestones. Scary pictures. Demons. Demons that reside in attics or basements. People running scared from abandoned buildings and graveyards. Anything that looks spooky. The word spooky. The word scary. All associated with the paranormal. I go in and I do a job. Go in and collect evidence, bring it home, bring it back here, and go through it. And sometimes when we pick up an EVP or see a light anomaly, it puts the shivers up the back of my spine. But it's not scary. It's so intriguing, it's exciting. I just don't see the paranormal as scary or spooky or any of that stuff. I think the film industry have a lot to answer for here. But if I see a thumbnail with a skull on it, or a cemetery, or people going to cemeteries, it's off-putting straight away. I can't. I can't. Go in and I collect the evidence, bring it home, and I go through it and that. See, the thing is, human beings, we're scared of what we don't know. We're scared of things we don't understand. But in reality, is it scary? Yes, there's been loads of stories throughout the years, and some of them may be true, some of them deeply exaggerated. I've got books of stories there from way back in the 1800s and stuff. Way back those days, social media was yarns in the public houses to people that were under the influence of probably very strong ale, and and that story gets spread around and gets added to each time. So, stories. Every time you have a haunted story, a lot of the time it's a scary story, and I just don't. I don't picture that as. I don't picture the paranormal world as a scary world, because I don't understand it. I don't see it, and I don't jump to conclusions. Are we jumping to conclusions because of these stories? Because of these reenactment films? These paranormal shows? You got to remember too, a lot of paranormal teams, myself included, worked on the basis of the paranormal shows. We done things in routine, like the paranormal show's done, and over time I decided to isolate myself from that and not be influenced by it anymore. So when I go on location, I do what I feel is right at the time, rather than go into a routine. Right, we're going to do Spirit Box, then we're going to do an EVP session, then we're going to take out some REM pods, we're going to line them up all in a row, and we're going to put a camera on them. We're going to go into this other room, we're going to put another camera there, and we're going to put a static bear in the corner and stuff like that. I try not to influence myself through the paranormal shows anymore, and there is up and coming small teams and that, and the reason why they're now investigating is because they're intrigued. We're intrigued by the shows, and that brings people to the paranormal for real. And then they find out that it's not as it's not like it's portrayed on the television, but some people it puts them off. It can be damaging in some ways. Some people find the reality because they watch the shows. They would say, "Oh, we'd love to do that. We can buy some stuff off the internet, the same stuff that these shows have, and we can go out and do it." And that's what gets them out. And if they learn, they learn. If they don't, they'll continue going around in circles, So the reason why I came on is these people with many subscribers or many followers on Facebook are still getting prioritized, even though people are really annoyed with them. So are we better keep calling them out, or should we just move on? Should we move on? And if they change, they change. If they don't, they don't. At the end of the day, there's people that are out there that are looking for the truth. Unfortunately, with YouTube, it's very difficult to find them, because the people that are getting shown are the people with loads of subscribers and loads of views. Views are made by hyping things up, making things exciting, making things scary, professional editing, and making something happen every 20 seconds and stuff like that. It is frustrating. It really is frustrating, but we just have to concentrate on what we're doing. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Do I want a massive channel on YouTube? No, I don't actually. I have a small community. I have a small community here on YouTube, and it's a lovely, friendly community. Very, very little. Very, very few occasions where we had major problems. And people come on and they say hello to everybody. It's a great community. And I don't want the negativity outside that to overshadow the special thing that I have with this channel. It's got, just over 2,000 subscribers. Lovely tight community. And I've had loads of subscribers. I wouldn't be able to talk to everybody. I wouldn't be able to answer everybody's comment, YouTube isn't the main ingredient in paranormal investigating. Go out to investigate, to learn for yourself, to experience for yourself. YouTube is at the bottom of that, where you can document your investigation, and people want to watch, they want to watch. That's the way I treat YouTube. It's a diary. It's a video diary of the last couple of years. I've had health problems. I'm going through health problems at the moment. I have a very, very dodgy, painful knee. Will there come a time where I won't be fit to do this anymore? Who knows what's around the corner? But at least I can look back and say that I went here and I experienced this, or I went to this castle and it was flipping great, and the memories are there, the memories, and that's, to me, that's the most important thing. I use it. That's the way I use it. I look back over a couple of years and say, oh, remember when I went to this place? It triggers memories, because sometimes when we get a little bit older, we tend to forget things. These are little reminders of some of the great times you had. That's the important thing. That's the important thing about this channel, So, we have to look at what our priorities are. But, and people say that when you go out in paranormal investigating, you're sort of representing the community. And it's your duty to not pull the wool over people's eyes. But, unfortunately that does happen. There's assholes in everything that we do in this world. There's that's just the way it is. But, the sad part of it is often the negativity overcomes the positivity. And there is a lot of positivity in this community. Now, there was 2 occasions that I thought about walking away, and the reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to throw away what I've got. I don't want to throw away the community that I've got. I'm happy, I'm happy, and I'm still in this learning journey. And I enjoy it. But the priority is the paranormal. The priority is the ITC. God knows I never thought I'd be back doing ITC. I done ITC when I was 16 years old with a radio with nothing on but static on it and a tape recorder. We didn't call them spirit boxes back then. We called them spirit radios or ghost radios. And it was a converted car radio in a wooden box with a television speaker in it. It all looked pretty fancy in that. But it was just a static radio, and I walked away from that. I just didn't have the patience for it. I just never imagined in a million years that I'm back full circle, you know, with the new technology and stuff. But that's great because until I done full circle, I kind of forgot about what I'd done when I was 16 years old, you know. Folks, I'm going to leave it, you know. I just wanted to unload some of my thoughts here, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of drama, and you know, some of it's paranormal, some of it is who slept with who, and all this kind of shit. In the paranormal community, which is kind of it doesn't belong in that community, you know. But you know, I do see every week, you know, people going on streams and the paranormal is shit. It's gone to the dogs. It's full of fakes and all the rest of it. Have we really looked deeper and deeper into the paranormal, you know, to find the good, to find the positive, to find the people that are great? They won't be seen on YouTube because they're overshadowed by these show people, these entertainers, these overinflated ego people, you know. You know, maybe we should be promoting more positive people, you know. Reaching out to them small channels and say, listen, you're doing a great job, you know. It's all a learning process, you know. Just keep doing what you're doing, you know. You know. And you know, it's a good thing now and again, you know, find some of these channels and leave them a comment on some of their videos. You know, give them a bit of support, give them a bit of encouragement. Because some of these people lose encouragement because of what's going on. Because all this, the attention goes on to the drama and the who slept with who and the bones in the walls and all this kind of stuff. They're left forgotten, you know. We need to remember to support these people, you know. Because, you know, some of these people could have very, very interesting and fantastic things, and it'll be hidden in YouTube and very, very difficult to dig out and find, you know. But you know, if anybody has any suggestions down below, feel free to put you know, give somebody a shout out. I'll go and have a look, you know. But you know, I try to stay away from the spooky stuff, the skulls, the demons, the cemeteries. You know, they focus on the negative kind of thing. I just don't see the paranormal in that kind of way. You know. But folks, I'm gonna go because I just want to come on and share my thoughts, because I know I've done a lot of sessions this last while, and I know it's kind of, it's not very, there's not much variety. Well, there is, but you know, lots of spirit box sessions, but not other things. I do it for the research and stuff like that. I will try and do some stories and a few bits and pieces and that. But I do these things because I love doing them, And, if we get stuff, we get stuff. We don't. That's it. Anyway, before I go and repeat myself, I'm just gonna go. But, thanks very much to everybody's supports and that. Feel free to comment, your thoughts or whatever. And this is a channel that's honest and doesn't. It's not led astray by TV shows and stuff like that, and not got overactive my imaginations. Feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll check them out. Because I'm stuck for looking for content. Folks, I'll see you in the next one, and be good to each other, and be safe, and yeah. See you in the next one. A final thought. Amongst the sea of paranormal fakery and negativity, the paranormal world still exists. And that's kind of cool. See you in the next one.